Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about question number 4, example 11 and 12. So, example 11 asks if a P wave arrives at a station 8,000 kilometers away at 12 hours and 15 minutes 0 seconds, what time did the earthquake originate? So, the question, what this is asking you is say an earthquake starts and the P wave gets from the earthquake to the station where our sensors are, that is 8,000 kilometers away at this time, 12 hours and 15 minutes. If the P wave arrived here at this time, this question wants to know what time did the earthquake actually happen, which means the earthquake happened in the past, right? So the earthquake happened before and then the P wave arrived at the station after. This means that we will probably have to subtract because we know what time the P wave arrived and we want to know when the earthquake happened in the past. So, what we're only given is the distance 8,000 kilometers. We can use the distance on our reference table to find out how long the P wave takes to travel that distance, and then we can subtract that time it takes the P wave to travel that distance from this time that the P wave actually came here. If we take this time that the P wave actually came to the sensors or the station and subtract the time it took the P wave to get here, we can figure out when the earthquake actually happened. So let's get started. So if a P wave arrives at station 8,000 kilometers away at 12 hours and 15 minutes, what time did the earthquake originate? We have 8,000 kilometers. So here's 8,000. We're trying to figure out how long the P wave takes to travel 8,000 kilometers. So I'm going to go up to the P wave line. I'm going to go towards the left. It takes the P wave 11 minutes and 20 seconds to travel 8,000 kilometers. We know that the P wave arrived at the station at 12 hours and 15 minutes and 0 seconds. That means 11 minutes and 20 seconds ago, the time it takes the P wave to travel, the earthquake started. So I'm just going to subtract the time the P wave actually arrived at the station minus the time the P wave took to get to the station. And that will give me the answer to when my actual earthquake started, which is 12 hours, 3 minutes, and 40 seconds. So if you want to know how I subtracted this, here's how I do it. 12 hours, 15 minutes, and 0 seconds minus 11 minutes and 20 seconds. The first thing I'm going to do is forget the seconds and just start with the hours and minutes. So 12 hours, 15 minutes minus 0 hours and 11 minutes gives me 12 hours, 4 minutes, and 0 seconds. Now I'm going to look at the seconds part. So I'm just going to subtract another 20 seconds. Remember, 1 minute is 60 seconds. Meaning if I do 12 hours, 4 minutes, and 0 seconds minus 20 seconds, that should give me 12 hours, 3 minutes, and 40 seconds. Because 60 minus 20 is 40 seconds. And since I'm subtracting seconds from 4 minutes, I should get 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, please pause this video and try example 12. So, example 12 asks if an S wave arrives at the station 4,400 kilometers away at 7 hours 45 minutes, what time did the earthquake originate? This is the same as before, but this time it's asking about the S wave. So, we know that the S wave traveled 4,400 kilometers. We want to find out how long it took the S wave to travel that long or that far away. And if we subtract that the time it takes for the S wave to travel that far, minus from the time the S wave actually arrived at the station, we will get the time that the earthquake started. So the S wave traveled 4,400 kilometers. Here's 4,400. Then we're talking about the S wave, so I'm going to go to my S curve and then go towards the left. The S wave took 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Each line is 20 seconds, so the S wave took 13 minutes and 40 seconds to travel 4,400 kilometers. Okay, so the S wave arrived at the station at 7 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. We know that the S wave took 13 minutes and 40 seconds to get there. So we're going to subtract 13 minutes and 40 seconds, and that gives us the time the earthquake actually happened, which is 7 hours 30 minutes and 20 seconds. Here's how I did the math. So I ignore the seconds. I only look at the hours and minutes. 7 hours 45 minutes minus 0 hours 13 minutes give me 7 hours and 32 minutes and 0 seconds. Now I'm going to subtract that additional 40 seconds. So minus 40 seconds. Remember, 1 minute is 60 seconds. That's why my answer becomes 7 hours, 31 minutes, and 20 seconds because 60 minus 40 is 20. And that's it for the video.